Hey John, how's it going? This is Mr. Chris, and this video is just to give you some kind of help with your warm-ups and just your approach to practicing in general. Take a closer look at some of the things we were talking about, where you can see my hands and kind of see the keys and all that stuff. So we began, I think, talking about the octave and the seventh, both those guys. And again, that seventh is not the prettiest sound, although if you fill it in, it's pretty nice, and then later you can add to it. So it's the basis of like some cool stuff, but in the beginning just be prepared because it does sound kind of wonky. But I do want to just start with the octave, and I think you were comfortable reaching that span. C to C would be the one, right? And whenever you're doing these wide intervals that repeat, that's why I wanted to do the C to E thing. You kind of want to freeze your hand shape, and you're moving from the arm, not so much the fingers. So it would never be that sort of thing when you're changing octaves. It's that sort of deal. Moving from the arm. So what I'm doing there is one of the things we tried. It's the C major scale, which typically we play, with that finger switch. But for an octave thing, it's actually a little easier. You're just keeping that space and just kind of hopping around. So I'm going to do that together, but I'm going to give it a little bit of timing here. It'll just make a kind of a nice, easy warm-up for us, I believe. So this is the left hand. I'm starting on C. Double check your two black keys if you need to. And I'll count us in here, and we'll do it in quarter notes. So we're going to go 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy, right? And then the other thing I wanted to try is just that same thing with the right hand. Again, just getting used to that octave stretch. Should also be the thumb and the pinky in the right hand, but just, of course, the opposite order. All right, so let's go and try that. It's going to be 1, 2, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good. And then if you want to challenge, you could try to put those together. There's two ways you could build on that, actually. One would be to just hold the C down here. I'm going to move out of frame, but that's what I'm doing. Big, powerful sound, right? And then just hold that while you do the right hand scale. Should sound pretty good. A lot of fun. Or if you really want to go for it here, it's a little bit of a challenge, but you could do both octave scales at the same time. So I'll count that in. You don't have to do this one, but just as a bonus. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Great. And again, octaves are simple, but they're such a big part of playing, especially for the left hand. If we get to this Voodoo Child deal, the left hand has tons of them, so that's part of why I want to kind of get us trained up for that stuff. All right, great. But if we're dealing with the book here, the interval that isn't really the octave, it's the seventh, that guy. So we talked about it, but the best way to find those is find the octave first, and then just back up by one key. And so that'd be the one from C up to B. Some other ones you might want to try to find, and I'm doing these with the left hand, is going to be E to D. All right, so again, if you need to, find the E on top first, back it up one. That's the way. And then let's try the one from our song coming up here, which is D to C. So again, visually, if you need to, you can find the octave, back that up a key to C, and you've got it. Excellent. So just as an exercise in keeping that shape, let's not go the whole range of the scale, but let's try C and B, up to D and C, back and forth. One more time. Okay, sweet. So I did want to go briefly over the warm-up on page 19 there, where it says interval warm-ups. It's a pretty good one. Good for flexing the fingers here. And then after this, we'll get into the tune. It should be good. All right, so pretty straightforward here. We're going to take the right hand, and we're basically opening the hand up to these bigger intervals as we go. We start with the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and then the octave. So those last 1, 2, 3, 4 are all with the thumb and the pinky. It's just how far you stretch that over. All right, good. So I'll call the note names. I'll go through it one time, and then we'll try it together. So it goes C, D, C, C, E, C, C, F, C, C, G, C, C, A, C, C, B, C, 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 and then it goes up an extra octave for that high C. I don't really care about that high C, but if you can get it, you can get it. I don't mind if you do this. Or even. All that will work. All right, great. So let's go and try that together. Put a character in here so you know where this is. Boop. And here we go. All right, 1, 2, ready, go. C, D, C, C, E, C, C, F, C, C, G, C, C, A, C, C, B, C, 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 C. Good. All right, so that's the right hand. Let's take a look at the left. The left hand starts on the same key. It's that middle C, but it's going to go down for these guys. This can be a little bit harder. I'll go a little bit slower. And again, I'll say the letters, so just make sure it's matching up. All right, here we go. C, B, C, C, A, C, C, G, C, C, F, C, C, E, C, C, D, C, 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 and then I'll low C if you want to jump for it. Okay, cool. Let's do that a little bit faster, and then I think we'll be looking just fine on this one. All right, ready, go. C, B, C, C, A, C, C, G, C, C, F, C, C, E, C, C, D, C, 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 C. All right, great. Cool, so let's get into the real piece here. Again, let me put a character in here so you can flip to this part of the video. It's a cat this time. Meow. All right, cool. So this one not crazy hard, but I think it's a good one to teach us some of these stretches and some of these motions that we have to do on this one. We'll go line by line here. I think it's going to be pretty easy for you. So let's start with the right hand. That's the intro, and it's very nice with the pedal. You just hold the pedal the whole time. So I am going to have that going just so you know where that sound is coming from. It's just D's and A's, and I should slide this over a little bit. All right, so we're going to do it first in the middle octave. Should sound like that. The A is going to be the fifth up, right? D, E, F, G, A. So just 5 fingers. It'll be your thumb and your pinky. And then it goes up an octave, does the same thing. D to A. So we definitely have some repeated notes and some rhythms, but it's going to go like this. All right, ready, go. D, 2, D, D, A, 2. D, 2, D, D, A, 2, 3, 4. Easy enough, right? That shouldn't take too much to get. And then let's go ahead and look at the second line. So the notes here are actually exactly the same. We're doing D and A again. There's one difference, and it's with that very last note in the line. Let me show you here. Whoop. All right, so we're going D, 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 A, D, 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 A. But check it out, that A has a 2 on it. That's an important 2. It's going to move our hand up. Let me show you what that does on the piano. All right, so I'm playing D, 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 A, D, 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 A, and then finger 2 plays that A the second time. You see how that changes my position? I'm basically now in G position, but the way I'm getting there is I'm really concentrating on 2, slipping it up till it gets to A, and that's where your pinky is before that. So that's the move. All right, good. So let's play that together if you can. Here, I'm going to go a little slow, but just be real careful to get that 2 up there at the end. It's going to go like this. D2, D, A, A2, D, A. Here's the move, A. Great. Okay, and then the third line, we're still in this position. That's so we want to move 2 up there so that we can easily grab that next note, which is that D on top. So if you're looking at the note, these line notes can be tough in the treble clef. The trick is Ed's guitar broke down Friday. Our E, G, B, D, F is quicker, but not as much fun. Anyway, so that's a D, but it's not that middle D. It's this higher one up here in the treble clef. And this line is a little harder. I'll just show you. It goes D, C, D, C, A, F. So two skips in a row there, and you have to stretch that thumb for the F. It'll be this one down here. So take a look at it one more time. You can try it with me if you like. Ready, go. D, C, D, C, A, F. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is squeeze the rest of my hand in towards that thumb, right? So the next note is G. I think we wrote fingers for this, but it's going to be, I'll give you the letters first and the fingers. G, F, 2, G, A, 2, 3, 4. Or you can think 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to put that together again. You can get it just off the visual if you want. I'm going to say the letters, so I think that'll help you just internalize it as we go. So the line goes like this. Ready, go. D, 2, C, D, C, A, F, 2, G, F, G, A, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So those are the right-hand parts for the first page. That's what I'm going to focus on for this week, and then we'll add the next page next time. All right, let's talk about the left hand, which is easy. This is our 7th. The D to C one, right? So make sure you've got those 2. And just throughout that page, it's just rocking back and forth between those guys. And they're actually even slower than that. They're 4 beats a piece. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would definitely recommend mastering the right hand first before you try to put this together with it. Just because so you can get those stretches and the squeeze and all that stuff. But it's just gonna go on the first note of each measure. So it's not too hard to count it. It's just you want to keep up with those right hand tricks. So I'm gonna start on the left hand, or excuse me, of course, but the second line where that melody really comes in. So I've got my 7th set up. This is D to C, and it's going to start with those 2. We've got D and D there. D. So it hits exactly with that first A there. I'm going to do it without my middle fingers here so you can see it. So 1, 2. All right. And remember, I got to get 2 up to that one. Okay, so let's, I'll give you a round with that. Here we go. Fingers out. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2. So 5, 2. And I kind of messed that up. I should have kept the C down, but you see what I'm saying, I think. Okay, so again, once we get up there, we stay up there. This is the 3rd line now. So you can get that in frame. Yeah, go. All right, so this starts with a D. Up here, got the D down low. Squeeze in. C and A is where we end. Okay, so of course, definitely the hardest line. Let's take a look at that one more time. If you're practicing just that line, be careful. You do have to reset each time. The pinky is going to be up there. All right, so D and D, that's our starting. Pinky's out, right? Here we go. D, 2, C, D, C, A, F, 2, G, F, 2, G, C and A, 2, 3, 4. All right, great. So those are the parts. Again, just feel free to back the video up. Just make sure you got it kind of internalized, and then we'll work on putting all that together. I actually think these videos will help us going forward quite a bit. So, all right, last thing, bonus deal. Let's get Augur in here again. So, sounds like my dog's pretty excited about it. All right, so I thought Voodoo Child would be a fun song for us to work on. It's basically an E minor blues. I did want to show you, I think we talked about it at the end there, but what's called the E blues scale. It kind of looks like this. We're going to go from E. We're going to skip all this stuff. We go straight to G, A, B flat, it's the black key, B, D, E. Cool, so that's the pattern of it. And then I'll say it just a couple times. It goes E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. All right, so I'm going to play those notes. You have a little wiggle room on the fingering here, so I'm not going to bother you too much about that, but you do want your thumb to play the B so that you can kind of get over to that high D and E. So I would recommend playing it like this. It goes E, and then 2 on the G, A, B flat, B, D, E. Cool. One more time. E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. That's the sound. And then let's take the E minor chord in the left hand, which is these notes E, G, and B, all white keys. I'm going to move that down to this octave, out of frame, but that's it. Okay. And what I want to try is holding that down and then running those notes, the E blues scale above it. It's going to sound like this. E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. One more time. E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. Good. So even if you can just get a start with that, that's going to be the basis for a lot of the sounds that we're going to do there. And yeah, let me go ahead and show you the melody. Hopefully you're still watching with me here. But we'll talk about this next time, but this is the opening lick I want to show you. Ah, sorry, I'm looking at the phone, not the keys. Let's try that again. So E, D, E, D, B, G, A, G, E, E, D, B, E. So I'm going to do it a little faster. A little much, but again, that's what we'll go through next time. So in the meantime, just kind of be getting that blues scale going with the chord, and that'll be a huge head start. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Hopefully this video will help you. I'll upload it to YouTube here momentarily, and yeah, just do your best, man. I appreciate you guys, and keep sounding good, keep practicing. I'll talk to you soon.